Let's get started. Okay, so now where do I start first? Alright, I'll start with the strawberries. Oh, look at these beauties, mate. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Alright, so to do chocolate coated strawberries, one of the most important things that you've got to know is that you've got to take your strawberries out of the fridge and let them go to room temperature before you do it. Because if you dip your cold strawberries into the chocolate will go hard a lot quicker before you can get all the excess off, and then you'll end up with these strawberries with really thick chocolate, and you don't want that. You want this beautiful, crunchy, thin chocolate. Alright, so get them out of the fridge and get them to room temperature. Now the next thing you got to do is you've got to melt down your white chocolate first. So I get myself a saucepan and 3/4 fill it with water. Find a bowl that sits just nicely on top of it, and I've put in, I always just use the Nestle's white chocolate melts, and there's like 1.5 packets in there. What are they? 290-gram packets. Alright, so heat up your water, put your chocolate on top, mix it until it's all melted. Now the next thing that I forgot to say is you need to get yourself a tray and put alfoil on it. Now make sure the tray is big enough to put in your fridge, and that it is a flat tray, alright? So if you don't have a tray, use anything you want, put alfoil on it as long as it's flat. Alright, keep your stove top on because you want to put it back on after every 3 or 4 and keep your chocolate hot and runny. Now normally I would leave it in the saucepan, but because I want to show you, I'm just going to take it out of it for a minute. Alright, so the best way to do it is to grab the leaves very gently. Alright, tip up your chocolate, dip it in. I like going up really high with them. Sorry, I'm totally in your way. Alright, and then let it drip off for as long as it possibly can. And get as much of the excess off as you can. This is what I mean by putting it back on, back on, back off, back on, back off. Get your tray. Just gotta be patient. Oh, cooking with chocolate. I do it until it actually stops. Okay. Alright, put it on your tray, nice and gently. Oh, now can you see that from there? And just keep going. You probably can't even see in this stupid light, but once these strawberries are done, right, I don't know, hopefully you can see that there's not all chocolate all everywhere. Like, you know how, that's why it is so important to have hot chocolate and to make sure you get it all off, drip it all off properly, alright? Because if you have too much chocolate on there, you'll get a round pile of chocolate on them. I mean, see, that's dry now. That is just perfect. Absolutely perfect. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to chuck them in the fridge now. So yeah, you want to cool your chocolate down. Now, if you've got almost nothing left, because depending on how many strawberries you do, just buy heaps of chocolate if you're making heaps of them up, right? So we need half as much chocolate the next time, because we're only going to dip half the strawberry in. So I reckon I've still got enough here. So I just want it to cool it down for a minute or two before I put the food dye in, food colouring, just to make sure it doesn't stuff it up. Alright, now I've got these, I get these ones. I get these from Big W. But if you look online, just Google up food colouring. You'll these are awesome. You'll find them somewhere. Now, okay, so I'll just get the end of a spoon. See this stuff? It's like proper. It's awesome. Oh, please don't stuff it up. Start with that. So I want to try and get the Port Power Aqua Colour. Oh yeah, baby. This is how you do it. Oh yeah. Mate. Might be a fraction too light. Jeepers, I reckon that's close to perfect. Alright, make sure you get all of it from around the edges because you don't want any white streaks in it when you do it. Really mix it all in real good. Yeah, this is the aqua colour for the power. Now if you want to do crow's ones, I find it really hard to do dark blue though. I just find it a really hard colour to try and make. Now these stupid lights, I wonder if that's a little bit too light. I'm going to put just a fraction more in. Actually, I might just spoon in what was on there. Just a little at a time is best. Because you can always go darker, but... Or if you do too much and you go too dark, just chuck more white chocolate in and make it lighter. Yeah, so for the crow's ones, you do your white chocolate with your red dye. And then your white chocolate with the yellow dye. And then if you can somehow get the blue, dark blue, to do the squiggles over it. Otherwise... I would even make up some sort of a really dark blue icing or something, because icing sugar you could probably, and then do the sprinkles over it, like, you know, the fancy thing over it. Alright, I reckon that's good. Alright, so now I'm going to put that back on to get it really runny again. So that's all, because we've done them thin, they don't need very long in the fridge. As you can see, I picked one up before and it was almost set as it was. So leave them in there till the last possible minute, but heat your chocolate back up until it's runny. Strawberries back out. Now, we're going to do them cold this time, but it won't matter too much because we're actually doing them just the bottom half. So we should be able to drip enough of it off. Alright. I think she's melted enough. Get it in the right thing for you. Okay, here we go. So this time you just want to dip half in. You want to do it on a dead straight. You want to do it dead straight. Now with this one you've got to be heaps of patient with, because you definitely need all the excess gone first. And you want to try and keep it in the same position as you picked it up. So your flat piece from your white chocolate is still going to be the flat piece when you put it back down. But because we don't want it to run and we want it to stay half, these ones are really important. You pretty much want to do it until it's almost set. And if you want to get it right, you've got to take the time. Yeah, if you're putting it down while it was still too runny, it won't stay like that. Do you know what I mean? It'll change shape. Once you've done it and you cannot get another drip off of it, see? It's good with the half one. Can't get another drip off. That's awesome. Alright, so remember, keep it flat to the bottom and put it down. And do your next one. I would do 3 at a time and put it back on the heat. Alright, so, oh gosh, I can't see with my hands. Instead of going around like I did, I dip straight in to half. I'm sorry guys if you can't see properly. I wish I had an awesome kitchen. It's sad because all this stuff is just killer. Who else has got power strawberries or crow strawberries, mate? Hey? And just keep repeating until you've done them all. And if you do that, make sure you wipe it off the white before it dries. So don't get too overexcited like I did. There was plenty of chocolate left. I reckon we could have done maybe another 4 or 5 strawberries, easy. So more strawberries, more chocolate. As you're going through the white, if you need more white, put it in. Alright, so I dropped one on one and cracked it a little bit. I'm spewing. I dropped one in there and it's not too good. Now this one here, see how there's a rim of chocolate around it? I just did it to show you. Look how thick that looks now. I mean, it's nothing bad. It still looks awesome when you do them all up. But if you've got OCD like me, you want them perfect. Alright, so now they're all done. I'll chuck them in the fridge while we do our dark chocolate. So we only need a little bit of dark chocolate to do the sprinkles over the top. So that's probably not even a quarter of a bag of dark chocolate melts. Make sure you get a saucepan again that will fit it in. Sit it on there and do the same thing, melt it down. Okay, once you've got your chocolate melted, I'm just going to do it on I just got a piece of alfoil and I'll spread them right out because I want to kind of do these neat to take them to a party. So, okay, so you get your chocolate, you get your first spoonful. Now you put it near it but not on it, and you let your first big drop off. Once that's done that, go in a motion. Now don't do it too thick because you want to see the colours come through. Alright, let the first big drop off. In a motion. Let it drop off. And keep going, my friends. Oh my golly gosh. Oh. There you have it, my friends. Our Power chocolate coated strawberries. Have yourselves an awesome day. Go Power. Bye.